following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Plains, mountains, and water, which I suppose that's a lot of places, but...
Okay.
So there's only 3 biomes? Lame. Can you see, please?
Right, but can we tell whether it's one of the sort of official planets that would have like orbital defenses or anything like that?
No, it's got pretty much nothing like that. It's pretty... It's a pretty fresh planet, and this is been only discovered recently. No inhabitants, no type of thing. It isn't officially owned by anybody.
Okay. Given that they're looking for a cure on it, has it been like recently surveyed at all?
It has a high degree of varied flora.
That explains that.
Yeah. I was just trying to make sure there hadn't been like a survey that would have been, there's been enough time for a pirate base or something to be established.
Wildlife?
Minimal in the fauna department. It's mostly bugs and birds, but nothing major. Like no really big mammals. Pretty much no mammals. No mammal life. Fish.
Rosa will probably be sitting down in front of the information thing with a pad sitting on one knee, just like boring, useless fact. Oh joy, this fish. Fauna and bugs. Wow. It's just like, this is a nerd world.
Nerd world. You left your nerd girlfriend behind. Well, one of them. You got 2 nerd girlfriends. They're nerds in different ways.
Nerds. We'll be laying out all our various cutting compounds and bits and pieces for touching up the armor and getting everything ready for Tiala to come in. Phrasing.
Yes, well. Okay. Is Tiala doing anything?
Okay, once we finish in front of him, he'd beckon help. So I'll strip the armor.
Take it, Logan's just staying at the console.
Yeah.
Or the captain's chair. Or
Yeah.
Running back and forth between them to give himself orders.
We start with this compound and go to this one and polish up
What
this
really
one.
gets me is when Logain's sitting up on the front right, questions Logain in the captain's chair.
Well, you don't get to see any kind of movement. It's just like the camera switch.
And then Logain up at the front right side dies because he questioned.
Killed, of course, by Logain.
No, some other thing that kills him.
It proves center Logain's right.
Yes. Roughly 4.5 hours pass, and Trish is like, approaching orbit, Logain.
On screen. Opens window.
There it is, and planet.
Well, that's a planet, all right.
Yep.
Scan for drive trails.
Of course, Logain.
And I don't know why I need to tell you to do that. You do that automatically upon entering a system anyway.
Most recent drive trail picked up at incoming 1.3 days away.
Can you identify the possible source of the drive trail by ship type?
Scanning. Appears to be a light freighter of some kind.
Okay, be on the lookout. We're looking for kidnapped victims, so it's likely that there will be a ship on planet side. Humanoid, life signs, biomass,
you like me to scan the surface?
Passive sensors only. A scan might be detected.
What things would you like me to look for? Beyond.
Heat, metallic mass indicating ship, large amounts of moving humanoid shapes.
Power signature, I guess.
Power signature.
Nothing unnatural detected.
Well, we've got a whole planet to circle around. Where does the drive trail lead?
It is once it has gone into the atmosphere, I can no longer pick it up.
Understood.
But it
A
was
day and a half
having-
ago, right?
Approximately, yes.
So any atmospheric disturbances would have settled down.
Correct. Particularly based on the weather I've managed to pick up on this planet. On average.
Well, we'll do a loop.
Okay.
Attention, crew! We are in orbit and currently looking for the bad guys.
Get my shit together.
Also look for any outbound trails.
Have not detected any outbound trails.
Though they're still here.
There was slight evidence of trails from over a week ago, but I cannot tell if they are inbound or outbound. Have not picked up any power sources, any life signs. There is one structure on the planet.
On screen.
This is a picture of like a very small structure from top down.
That's most
Beside
likely
us.
our
Home.
researcher's temporary home.
Detecting no life signs.
Stabilize us over the structure in orbit.
Acknowledged. Height?
Remain outside the atmosphere.
Of course, Logan.
Zoom in that area. Visual scan. Footprints. I'm going to CC this imagery through to the central console.
This is probably the best image you can get from that height, which is, I suppose, actually pretty damn good, but
This looks like a research outpost. Awful lot of water for a drow.
Yeah. Alright. Cool. Not really what I'm asking for. I'm just trying to find like any footprints.
oh,
or
that's just the visual of it.
Vehicle
very
track
like
lines.
I'm trying just like visually trying to see if there's any like footprints or like disturbances of like movement. So heading towards say a convenient cave.
Have detected what appears to be. Wait, happy to roll first. Just, how good is that? That's the third 18 Trish's rolled.
She's gonna roll tonight, but yeah.
Detected imprints of potential starship. What were they called? Landing gear.
But they're not there now.
Correct.
Any indication where they might have weeks ago, you said? From the landing gear, would that match up with that light freighter?
Potentially. It is hard to tell. I would have to.
Zardos!
Is she just getting the transmitting data on, or has she got a visual on?
I said I'm sending the visuals through to your the little hollow podge.
Roll ship knowledge and see if I can glean anything from this info. 27.
You would at least be able to work out that the depth of the tread would sync up with a light freighter, so long as it wasn't loaded with a lot of cargo. So was the placement of the 3 imprints, one at the front and 2 at the back.
Okay.
you would also say that this is probably a Turian freighter.
From the shape of the imprints, it's likely a Turian freighter, probably a light freighter going by the depth, but it can't have been carrying too much. Would make sense for research cargo, not usually the heaviest of equipment.
Or pirates that haven't pirated anything yet.
Also that.
Trish,
Yes, Logan?
in proximity to this, are there any places where one could secrete a light Turian freighter that we would not be able to detect it?
I am picking up over 200 cave systems throughout the system. Throughout the planet.
Any indications that there's been traffic between the planet and the moons?
Scanning. Negative, no drive trails between the planet and the moon.
200 cave systems. Oh, fuck me. Alright, let's go over them one by one.
I am having trouble. Sensors are not able to pick up any readings from inside the cave systems. There's interference. Some kind of composite in the rock is interfering with my sensors.
Could be selenium, dinamite, any number of things, really. Yes, I'm actually looking more at the entrances to see if there are any, say, scorch marks or other indications of ship transit within. 200 caves big enough to fit a light freighter. Jesus, this place is a monster.
Jeez.
Well, that's across the whole planet after you made a pass. So. That's actually going to take a while for her. She's got to scan every single one of those.
And we just did the underwater thing, so it's not likely that again.
My scanners have not been able to pick up any signs of ship entry or exit based on the parameters given.
There's got to be a way of figuring out where that freighter went. That isn't just land on the planet and walk everywhere.
Well, we know where if they kidnapped those two people, we know they went at least one place. It's just making an expedition there without being detected.
That's the thing.
Oh, you can where the treads were?
Well, I mean, more there, except the one building. They would have had to have collected them later.
Yeah, because the landing treads are only just outside that building. So.
Yeah, and there could be further information on them from there.
What about the communication systems and stuff on the planet? If they ensconce the people before they made their demands, they would still be ensconced within the range of being able to access the communication system.
You're right, so we should check for a carrier wave. Is there an active or standby carrier wave on the planet?
There is one standby carrier wave.
Is it in the structure?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Now, I can't believe that they would just hide in a cave without posting some sort of watch.
Yeah, on the one known structure.
So,
It's going to be a trick, isn't it?
scan for low frequency RF.
Scanning.
If they've posted a sentry camera or something and it's wireless, it might be broadcasting back on a low frequency RF. Or
No
UHF.
transmissions of that nature detected.
UHF?
No transmissions of that nature detected.
Additional super future bandwidth thing that they might be using? Yes, UHF.
The only transmission and technological things I can pick up are coming from the aforementioned structure.
If they've got a physical watch set, then you would have to wait until they were broadcasting something.
Problem is we've already done the life form scan and we ain't found nothing that conforms to a humanoid shape.
Could be Geth.
It can't be. Geth wouldn't have sent a fucking ransom demand.
This one particular gift just wants
We demand
credits.
Karshan. Wait, we've already got... No, not Karshan.
Rannoch.
Wait, we already have that.
Okay, we accede to your demands.
Was there anything in the ecological things, like insects that are drawn to people, that would mean that there's a high prevalence of those things that would be around something that's occupied?
I hadn't thought of that.
Well, it could be drawn
Make
to
a roll,
emissions
I
from a
suppose,
ship.
looking through the... looking
Wait a
through
minute.
the database, at least for
Blink.
what...
Blink behind you. Hey,
Blink.
Blinky. Is it 9? Yep, okay. So 9 and my massive int bonus.
Sure.
I get to 10.
Oh!
Oh wait, no, I actually do have vertical. It is 4 now, so that is 13.
Oh, okay. You don't see anything like that. One thing that you will just basically notice as you're flicking through is that pretty much all the insects and birds that are listed in there isn't a lot because people haven't categorized this planet to a great degree, but they all do seem to have the common factor of they're all like pollinators. So the main thing seems to be that they pollinate things around here. The birds eat the bugs,
Yeah.
and but also they actually do pollinate themselves through
Alright,
some
so
means.
How does that help us?
Yeah. Wait a minute. A ship landing anywhere is going to spread a massive amount of pollen, especially in the way it takes off on it. Would give us a direction head.
That's an idea.
Doing a real bad day with the tower today.
You might want to maybe consider not using
Just
it.
not use the tower. I would have thought the
I
20
bought it.
would be fine.
I
but
bought it.
apparently
I'm going
it's
to use
setting
it.
issues. What would she be able to glean from that? Any problems is the...
So I did have another idea, is if we can get a sampling of like insect density in any area there is not, because they might be repelling it or something. That might be something.
Well, they might.
What do you think?
Insects might be driven away from
Well, we just got
Because I
to
have
ship
no
emissions.
fucking idea what to do.
just got to find something out of the information we've kind of got.
Yeah, it wasn't again. So the ship there wasn't that much in the way of pollen in the area the ship landed because it was kind of a more open area. So Trish was like, cannot get any sufficient readings in that area. What was your idea?
If we can get a basic scan of like insect density and then find an area where it is not that it would otherwise normally be, because they might be sort of maybe repelling them somehow, because insects are annoying.
Yeah.
So like, if there's a
Potentially
cave
dangerous.
mouth and there's like insect like not there,
Yeah.
then that could be it.
Because
Water sources, large bodies, or
Well, I mean, I was thinking water is like the next stage, but we just did their underwater planet. It's not
No,
likely
but-
to get too
no, I
bad.
was
to
meaning
me.
underwater. I was meaning that if they're studying syndrome, they're either going to be close to water sources or.
Yeah. The picture was basically they're on a shore with a small personal lake, and also there's water everywhere.
So,
Like, this is the perfect environment for a drow.
so the picture, did it have an edge?
It's
Edge
Is
is
it
bad.
in the other edge, or give you a size?
not really.
It sort of looked like maybe some mountains, or then maybe more ocean in the back. I can't quite remember.
Oh, they just
Yeah, mountain ridges.
There is a secondary smaller structure that is not pictured there. That's actually, I think you can just see the. Yeah, you can see a little bit of it in the corner,
yes,
but it's just like a dome.
The outhouse. He has to walk past a little lake every
with
day.
that photo of the shape of the lake, with the planet scan, we should be able to find something that would match similar.
Okay, well, I'll try the insect thing first. Who knows? But yeah, then in that.
Well, we don't know that the pirates have
That's the separate.
explored
smaller structure by the house. That circular thing.
Freighter in there?
Don't think it'll be big enough.
Well, the other thing is, if they might have decided to hide based on information that was in the facility, so we'd have to go down there and check the
Yeah, I mean,
logs.
I'm thinking that's where we're being corralled. In which case, I'm just going to hover the ship, throw you two out, and then I'm going to fuck off. Back up into orbit. And that way, when it happens to you two, we can just cut our losses.
Or we just get someone to wear your armour and they'll pretend to be you, and we'll say to your mum that you're looking for your brother, so.
Last we saw.
Turns out we've got Captain Syndrome.
The weaponized
Where's got it now?
Then we get Daniel on
I like that you get Daniel and not Chimogen at the Wingbook.
Yeah.
it. Well, he's multiple.
Oh, true, yeah.
We could make him into
Especially if you get
And we
Rosa
don't-
to give him orders, she'll do anything he says.
And we don't want a lightweight like Jim.
a... Yeah, no.
A lightweight.
Oh.
Okay, so you're dropping down low and pushing out.
No,
Oh.
I'm looking at insect density first.
Yeah, there wasn't any. Trish has no specific results from that. Like there is pockets of areas where they're more common than others. They tend to be around the plants and above the water, particularly in the shallower parts of the water, like the ponds and that. But there's nowhere that really sticks out as this one specific place they are. If they're not in an area, it's pretty consistent across the planet that other areas that have similar conditions also do not have the insects.
Okay. Rosa will have used this time to Colossus armor on and maintenance the Revenant because it's been fired and hasn't been.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
Active sensor scan.
Okay.
Now, I don't necessarily care, although I do, what it picks up. What I want to know is there any sudden broadcast or technological activity, any return signal?
What was that? Negative.
Huh. Alright, I guess we'll go throw them off the ship then.
Zolo first, so I have a cushier landing.
Right, so it's going to be Zardoz and Tiala. Why? She can fly, and you're bad at decision making.
Yeah. I will be at the ramp.
Down the way.
I thought Tiala usually was supposed to go first.
Oops.
It's really easy. So I'll follow. I'll increase my weight
To catch up.
to catch up.
Well, to catch up with hitting the ground.
Heavier things don't fall
Didn't say anything.
Just need to get close enough to get him in the bubble, and then you both boing.
So you land on the planet, I guess.
He fires his grappling hook and yanks himself into the planet,
Yeah.
Rodriguez style.
Yeah.
I just like messes.
Yeah, right, 'cause, you know, you can fly. Or at least float.
falling with style.
You land on the surface. It's soft and squishy for the most part. Like, it's grass, but there's also a slight dampness to the ground here.
Made groundfall rather damp. Really damp.
Oh, thank God Crane's not here.
I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
Well, Crane not being here, because
Falling out of ships and not dying.
I mean, if you'd like to change that.
Nah.
yeah, and ahead of you is the main structure of the giant mushroom thing sticking out behind it with wires attached to it in front of a pond. The other circular structure. Nearby are little podules by the lake.
Is there anything on the outside? Well, can I make a roll to determine if there's anything on the outside of that secondary structure that could hint at its purpose? Dishes.
It's a greenhouse, isn't it?
Could have grown cabbages somewhere.
Why did, the mushroom, the leek tree.
I guess this will just be a technology.
Sure.
24.
And you're just basing this from look alone, just
Yeah,
appearance?
from a visual assessment.
You can determine that it seems to be some kind of means of isolating it from the environment outside.
Could be a lab, something, or a greenhouse.
Yeah, because one of the huts that there's a plant to control people here.
Well, some kind of isolating building there, but I can't identify its purpose from here.
Moving towards the building.
I wonder if they've just kidnapped themselves and the demand was trying to get funding. For
That's
their
what I'm
project.
thinking. That's what I intimated earlier with the very expensive research project.
It's capital syndrome, and I mean, we know they don't fix it.
So you're approaching from around the left or right side of the lake, or pond, I'm going to call it.
Why not both?
No?
Circle. Yep.
Making
Go
a
one way, one go the other.
spot check for either dudes or cameras as I go.
Oh, camera dudes.
Camera dudes. I get a 19.
Actually, you don't see either of those things. There is the communication just you can see up the roof. It's a light dish. I suppose you would notice like lighting is still on, and so
Interior
there's still
lights.
interior lights, and that's lit up around the outside as well. Actually, so the lights are also on in that other structure you investigated, the circular one.
Okay.
27 to see anything like the same from my side.
You basically see the same thing. You get a better look at the collar and wires attached between the giant mushrooms and the building, and you see there's two little like hexagonal dome. I suppose they're not hexagonal; they're actually made of triangles now. They've got domes.
Wait, triangle dome?
Triangle dome, yeah. Well, he hates particle dome. And a bunch of other smaller mushrooms around the edge of around that side of the building and the edge of the pond.
Just little pods.
And
actual mushrooms.
These little, obviously set up, and they've got
Right.
looks like little thing that they've got plants growing inside them that don't resemble the ones on the outside.
Okay.
Just look at the covers. Open up.
It looks like there is a way to open them up. Yeah. I don't know if you want to open them, but there is
No. No. Very no.
But yeah, there's like little plant environmental podule things.
Right, carry on getting around towards the building. Watching for.
Zalo would come to a door first. One of the entrances.
get up against that wall and check and see if the door is locked.
The door is not locked.
Oh, ran out through the tail. I've come across an unlocked door. Should I breach?
Check for explosives.
Will do.
It's an unlocked door. Gotta breach it.
I found one explosive on the door, Tiala, but I put it there.
Remove it. Okay. Explosive.
Removed.
I've removed the explosive and the door.
27 to check for explosives or other traps on this door.
You do not find anything. It appears to be an ordinary door that's, I suppose, environmental to a degree. Like it's a bit thicker, so you can. It's got a good seal on it when it closes, but apart from that,
As far as I can determine, it seems safe.
Ingress.
Copy that. I'll swap from counterfeit to shotgun and then open the door.
you head inside. You basically there's like a little foyer area, and then you find that opens up into like a room with a bunch of scientific terminals and just some general. Not a lot of clutter, but there's evidence that people have been living and working here. It's like tidy, but tidy workplace. So. There are some there's like a planter box that runs along one wall that's got various plants on it. Some computer terminals with like readings on them. There's a few that have got like you can see like analysis complete. And quite a few of them have this, so it looks like there's several tests being run and they're completed and they're just sitting there.
Because no one's come back to clear the files and run the next test. Is there anything out in the workspaces in the way of like foods or drinks that I might be able to tell, like if they're still warm and they're meant to be warm? Or
Oh, okay. There is a plate with like a cookie thing that's like partially eaten and a half-drunk glass of some kind of liquid.
does the cookie thing appear stale when I tap it on something?
No, not super stale. Not super crisp. But
Well,
not
if it's
super
only
stale.
been a day and a half.
Yeah. I was looking for anything like freshly warm coffee or anything to hint that they left someone in the building or something like that, but for now I will continue my sweep through the building before poking our nose into any of the terminals.
Yeah.